So we were talking last week, I guess, or was it this week? And you were sharing with me a couple of the really amazing magic that you've created. And I was like, okay, we have to share this. So do you just want to give just kind of like a little brief?
Yeah, so a couple things. One thing I really wanted to have in my life was a $10,000 month. And mind you, I wanted it in my business, but again, it shows up however it's going to show up, right? So,
Right.
but July, I brought in over 10,000, like brought home over $10,000,
Woo!
which was amazing, right? Especially after having a pandemic or being in a pandemic. Still, I mean, I can work again, but
Yeah,
so
and
that was
for those of you who don't know, Kacie is a hairdresser whose salon was shut down for many, many, many months.
3
Yes.
months, no work. So yeah, so mine, while the money didn't all come in from my business, but it came in, it showed up. And so um I've learned to let go of the expectations, how the things are going to show up, that they're just going to show up. And your brain doesn't know, um or the universe doesn't know that you have specific details.
Totally. Right.
um
And it doesn't care about your specific details. It just wants to deliver what you want.
yeah. And then another thing that I focused a lot on was becoming debt free. That's a goal my husband and I have had for a long time, but it hasn't happened.
And
Anyways,
that was a goal that you set at the beginning
it is
of.
a goal I set at the beginning of becoming magical, was, be debt free, like have these $10,000 months so I could be debt free, so that we could live the way we want. We can go on vacations without stress and all the other things, or so that I can work less and mind you, oh, that's the other thing about my $10,000 month. um I worked less. Like I
Yes.
I was the hustler hairdresser before quarantine, and after quarantine, I was like, yeah, I'm done with that, and I cut my hours, and I still made over my goal. Which, hello, magic, right?
Magic, right? Yes.
Magic. So anyway, so becoming debt free, um, we tried to refinance our house probably back. We looked into it back in January, February, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for you right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because my friend was like, take your equity out of your house and pay off the 2 debts you have. That way you're only paying 2% interest on the stuff instead of 15, whatever, right? So that didn't work out for us back then. I was like, that's okay. We're just gonna keep plugging away at it, and we're gonna do our thing. And then um
Oh, so you weren't worried and stressed and freaking
I
out.
wasn't worried and
Oh,
stressed about
okay.
it. No, not at all. No, that also changed in becoming magical. I'm no longer an anxiety, stressful mess. I'm just like, yeah, it'll work out. Um, but yeah, so we are in the middle of our refi now, and we will be debt free within the next month. Yeah, and our house payment will be less. Even
Yes.
taking some of equity out, I'm taking out a little extra to invest and then do some I've always wanted a patio around my deck, and so we're taking extra out for that as well. So sorry, there's a big truck.
That's okay.
Um,
It can't interrupt this flow.
yeah, so now we're gonna be debt free, and I'm it's working out beautifully, because our pandemic's not over, and I now have to homeschool, so I have to work even less than I was been working through this end of summer. Um, yeah, so I just feel like everything's aligned.